in his favor as a switch hitter. He is much better against lefties than he is against righties. Fastball away, power down. He'll still take a walk, but not quite at the level we've seen in the past. Another fastball that misses. 2-0.
3 years, he's going to have an opportunity to pitch his way out of this thing.
And he's on with his teammates. Haven't seen Ryu in a while. Slider hit down the left field line, and it's going to bounce and skip over the fence for a double. Double for Grossman, and here's Javier Baez in the first year of a big 6-year contract. And he too is not. Boy, oh boy, has there been a ton of swing and miss in his game this year. Bounces one down to third. Chapman's got it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. One down.
For 2 years after that, and you would be surprised if they exercise the option. He's getting
hits, over 500 homers, a .310 lifetime average. And he sends one the other way with some authority, but back to make the catch is Teoscar Hernandez. That's the second out. Haas, a guy with some power. Shift is on for the Blue Jays with Espinal around to the left of second as Kikuchi jumps out in front. 0-2. 0-2 and a swing and a miss to get him. And no score. Top two, Jeimer Candelario, the third baseman for the Tigers, fouls off a first pitch fastball. As we mentioned off the top, he's been a hot hitter the last few. Might be making phone calls to the Tigers and saying, well, I'll take that guy. A switch hitter. It feels like the Tigers are going to make some trades by the trade deadline. Again, it's been a disappointing season. They're 19 games by injuries this year. Tarek Skubal is a starter the Blue Jays won't see in this series. He's their best. Vladdy tracking it.
Just 27 years old. He's got another year of arbitration next year, so you have control over him too.
Years in Baltimore, he can hit. He is not hitting much this year, but he is playing an outstanding second base.
And they've all played very well. And of course, Story has made a nice transition from short to second. Jonathan Schopen.
Slider and a swing and a miss. 2-2. Danny Jansen behind the plate tonight. And down, Kikuchi throws the pitch. Hazel talked about, taking a little bit of the overthinking out of it. Just put yourself in the hands of
one count. That's good. I think sometimes you think too much.
And slider grounded to short. Bichette's got it, and the quick toss to first by Kikuchi since the leadoff double in the top of the first. And this is Willie Castro. This matters tonight as far as Kikuchi is concerned. This one's carrying, and it's going, and it's gone. Off the top of the fence and out. Willie Castro with just his third home run of the season. So Willie Castro homers, and now he's on an 11-game hitting streak right now. And against a righty, he'll be up in like the 3 spot in this lineup.
A rookie with a lot of upside, but he's back down in the minors.
Former first overall pick. And Castro looks at his
16 games in which he's had an at bat, so he's been hot.
Wow. 3-2. Cabrera and Scope talking it over in the dugout. 3-2 pitch on the way, and it's there for strike 3 call.
Right on the head. He's more confident. He knows he's put the work in, and now he just trusts himself to make the plays. In Hazel's report, because you never knew when the next opportunity was going to come. And I hate to see catchers.
An 0-2 count on Victor Reyes, the number 9 hitter in the Tiger lineup. A guy who walked it off against the Padres yesterday afternoon. A 2-out, 2-run double in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And he got him to chase. Jansen down to first to complete the out. Strikeout number 3 for Kikuchi.
Some of the greatest series of my career were when the Blue Jays played the Tigers, and it didn't matter who you were, where you were from, specifically during that time. Of course, the last series in '87.
Nobody wants to remember those here, but
I'll never forget the late Dave Bergman. You really recognize.
Right. It was like a Monday, like ABC had Monday Night Baseball then,
yeah.
didn't it? And that was I think I remember
Dave Bergman, and Bergie kept fouling off pitches. He'd turn to me and say, "Hey, isn't this fun?"
Blue Jay bars, and it was just a fantastic rivalry.
I'll tell you how good my memory is. Joe Cool's and Otto's.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly. Have you been? You went to
yeah.
the bars in London?
Dan Petrie's here now tonight broadcasting with the Tigers, and he was part of that great team, 84, 85. Jack Morris, of course.
Trammell, Whitaker.
For teaching him that spinner.
Baez with a bouncer to third. Chapman to second one. Espinal to first. Not in time.
A little bit of a high bounce.
Cabrera hit career home run number, and the other is the great Hank Aaron.
Think about that. Cabrera came up with one of 8 home runs he's hit in 41 career games. But the Blue Jays always.
The 0-2 upstairs.
Young players want to gain information from.
It's a down to third. Long throw coming for Chap.
Go down there about 6:40. Pitcher comes down to warm up. Be a pretty cool place to be.
Closer to the players. And that comes in all shapes and sizes. But people walking around whatever ballpark we were in and experiencing all the different ways and places where you can watch the game. And that's one of the things they're.
They got the best weight room. And it's something that I think baseball fans will really appreciate when it's all said and done.
And again, it's the first year this coming off season of a 2 supply chain issues, and they're hoping to get through it. It sounds like in 2 off seasons, it might take 3.
Where you don't start until the first week of November compared to the first week of October.
Well, you hope so.
Yeah, I mean that
was very cool. The players were consulted more about the player development complex down in Florida than the changes here. As Springer comes on and makes a terrific spin. Nobody liked it more than the pitcher tonight, Yusei Kikuchi. Now Jonathan Scope back to the mound, and what a play by Kikuchi.
The fact that we're widening the seats a little bit in the upper deck and going to put much wider, more comfortable seats and with better angles of watching the game, football and other sports. So when we do all that, that will change the capacity and lower it. We're not sure yet how much. I guess we would probably if it was a new build. But it'll be closer to 40,000 than 50,000 by the time we're done. Probably green because it's such a classic ballpark color, and that's Camden Yards. That's not, Toronto as well. In the as we finalize the seat colors.
I had the opportunity to do the first game, and I'd like to ask you more about it. You said you went to a lot of arenas, a lot of stadiums, a lot of ballparks to see what other teams were doing. Did you see those stadiums with?
There's some things here that we want to bring back and take. So it's taking ideas and then Blue Jay.
I got another question that just came into my mind. You've been to Dodger Stadium. Dan and I have been to Dodger Stadium.
Even though ours is not as long as the Dodgers' history, is something that's a priority for us. Deciding how we do that is still. How do you incorporate that? And Minnesota does a really good job of it as well, and so does Atlanta behind home plate.
Mark, one of the things.
A 13-year-old young woman with a glove, on the other side of the fence, because we're going to have fans all the way across. There'll be no gaps in the fence anymore. So I think that the 2 things are some unique angles.
Whitaker stories, and one of the ones that I'm looking forward to seeing is just that smile, that big old smile when they unveil
angles and attributes. We're going to be very subtle, but we'll have different fence heights throughout the ballpark, as well as some unique angles created.
We've got room here. Can we get a ping pong table or something? And nobody on 1 and 2. The count on Victor Reyes. How about Yusei Kikuchi in his return to the rotation, getting through 5.